So we've got Matilda Bond with us in the studio right now. We've got Matilda, Kira on guitar, Tom on drums. Hey guys.
Hey.
Nat.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
It's amazing to have you here. Well, so you guys are a collective, right?
Yes.
Yes, amazing. How did you guys meet? How did the band come through? How did you know each other?
It started at BIM, which is a music uni here in Brighton, and I set up the band for an end of term audition. I think we played like a really bad cover.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We all hated it, like,
Yeah, we don't play that song anymore. But yeah, we everyone kind of stuck around after that, and in the beginning, hence why it's my full name, it was my band, and then we all decided to make it into a collective and make everyone a lot more involved in like the songwriting process and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a little band. And then Luke, we saw you play. Luke is here next to me. He's the keys player. We saw him play at an open mic at a pub and fell in love. And then you came and we fell in love even more. And now you're a part of the band as well. So yeah, that's how we met.
Amazing. And who mostly writes the songs in the band? Is it mostly you, Matilda, or is like a group process? Does everybody take part in this?
I think it used to be more me and Matilda, and then as we started to work together more as a band, we realised that it was much nicer with everybody's different influences involved, and obviously everybody listens to different genres, and that gave us like a really nice mix of everyone together. So I think now we all do it together.
Yeah, and it's so much nicer, and it becomes so much more of a creative process when you've got like 5 brains working on it rather than 2. And it's also nice, like usually me and Kira would bring an idea into the band, and then it would kind of evolve from there. And
we'll
now
workshop it together.
Yeah, now we'll start a song with drums or keys or anything like that. So now we do everything together, which is very fun. We haven't had a song released yet that we've all written together next year, but yeah, it just evolves the sound so much more when everyone's involved.
Mm-hmm. That's really exciting. That's
Yeah.
really nice. Perfect. So I think we're ready to listen to your first song that you've prepared for us today. It's your latest single called Charm, right?
That's right.
Amazing. So whenever you're ready, we're excited to hear it.
Those blue eyes, they're quite hard to read. There's something that I can't unsee. Those blue eyes, they're quite hard to read. There's something that I think I need. I wanna see right through you. Clear as sky blue. Something's been going on. Swear we've been here before. Something so natural. Eyes, they expose your soul. Those blue eyes, they cry out to me. There's something that I think I need. Those blue eyes, they cry out to me. There's something that I think I need. I wanna see right through you. Clear as sky blue. But something's been
You're listening to Juice, broadcasting live on Platform B, 105.5 FM. We've got Matilda Bond with us today, and you just listened to Charm, their latest single. That was beautiful, guys.
Thank you. We've never played it that stripped back before, so it feels very naked and intimate, doesn't it?
Sounds really nice.
Ah, thank you. It's the first time you hear it as well, isn't it?
What was the making process behind Charm? Did you have a vision of how you wanted it to sound like when you first wrote it?
It kind of started with a guitar or bass riff, I think. Like, as you say, there's a very stripped back version there, but throughout the whole song, there's a kind of interlocking guitar and bass groove that goes all the way through. And I think we started with that, and then added drums underneath, and then I think it kind of evolved from there mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
We kind of wanted it to sound like almost a repetitive loop, but that didn't get boring. Like the song does loop quite a lot with that bass and guitar riff, but
Even with the lyrics.
yeah, exactly.
Just keeping everything very like simple.
That was really inspired by Red Room by Hiatus Coyote. They managed to keep such an interest the whole way through the song, even though like most of the song is really similar to the beginning to the end. Is super cool.
For sure. But yeah, in terms of lyrics, I think we always before have to establish what it is about, but it's always the instrumental part beforehand, and then the melody, and then we figure out what we want it to be about. And this one is actually about Kira. It's a love song. It's a love song. It's about Kira's got very like crisp blue eyes, and when you get to know, obviously when you learn your partner or even a friend or someone you have a very close relationship to, you find like small things, whether it's body language or how they behave. With Kira, it's like I can see everything in your eyes, which it sounds so cheesy, but it's so true. I know just by a glance if Kira doesn't like something or love something or whatever it may be. So that was kind of the idea behind the song.
Perfect. Wow. Was it any different than writing your previous songs? Because when I first listened to that song, I felt it was quite different, a bit more vulnerable, a bit more intimate than your previous songs. So was the process a bit more different than writing the other ones?
I think the others we started more from less from the instrumental, more from maybe just me playing chords at home, and then sort of adding the band on top of it and figuring out the lyrics by ourselves at home. So I think we thought a lot about the lyrics beforehand with the others, whereas this one was sort of feeling the vibe of the song and like what that made us feel like, and that is what inspired a lot of the lyrics. And I think a lot of the other lyrics have been about your mental health or things that we're struggling with at the time.
Yeah.
And that one was a lot more like, this is something that makes me feel good, or this is something a bit more intimate and vulnerable for you, at least.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm going to write a song about you.
Oh, cool. I wanted to ask you guys, how was lockdown for you? Did it affect your music making process at all? Was it easier to write songs during that time, or maybe harder? Because I feel like it was a very strange time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, actually, me, Kira, and Matilda spent lockdown together in the same house, and
it was very close.
It was very close knit, but I mean, it was all right considering the circumstances.
Yeah.
But I think music-wise, we had a lot of assessments, which meant we had to film ourselves, which kind of forced us to write very quickly and in very confined space, which I think helped at least kind of. We figured each other out a lot more, I think, and learned to work together under those circumstances really, really quickly, because we had no choice, Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, we got along very, very well. Maybe that's because of music.
But I think in terms of at least lyric-wise, or in general a bit, I think like lockdown was really uninspiring. Like, you know, you get a lot of inspiration from just day-to-day things that you don't realise that that's where you get your inspiration from until it's not there anymore. Then suddenly you don't have any like experiences to write about and like that are happening now. It's all like things that we can think about that have happened before, or because nothing's really happening to make you feel much apart from a bit sad that you're stuck in four walls.
No, it's the same. For example, like Midnight, that was our first single. That is purely based on like observation, and we couldn't really do that in lockdown. We just had like you said, these four walls around us that we somehow had to create something from.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you ever guys lose your love for music or your connection to it? And if you do, how do you manage to get back to it?
I certainly did.
Yeah.
Like I completely fell out of love with music there for a bit, and it was such a weird period, because when you're so passionate about something and you know that that's what you want to do for the rest of your life, and then suddenly you're like, I feel nothing. I don't think I sang or played the keys or anything for 6 months, and I think the way we kind of found back to it was just like starting like from scratch with absolutely no pressure, and then we just kind of wrote a song about how we were feeling.
Yeah, I think like when you study your passion, by the end of it you've kind of been, I don't know, like you have to do it. You don't get a choice really, because you're being graded on it, and so it means that you have to do it all the time. And for at least a songwriting perspective, that's like a very controlled way to write. Most people get emotional and write a song, but obviously you don't always have that option when you're studying it. You have to write a song, so you do. And so I think when we finished, I didn't really have anything to give for a while. It was just like finding the love back for it again, when it wasn't something we had to do, it was something we wanted to do.
Exactly.
I think listening was always a big part of it for all of us as well. Like, for me, I'd fall out of love with it like maybe once every couple of months for a couple of days or a week or maybe more than that. And I think what always draws me back is just listening to music that I love or to new music, and that will never change for me personally.
Yeah.
But I think it always comes back to that thing of maybe slightly childish of like, I want to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. I want to do that. And like it is that base instinct, I think.
I think it's also taking a break from making music yourself that's great, and listening to other people, because you're like you said, Tom, like you're like, I also want to do that. That makes me feel inspired to do something. And actually one of the songs on our upcoming project is about when we fell out of love with music, and like writing a song to music, just being like what's going on, why don't we feel the love that we think we do for you right now.
I think also like for us, we're very lucky like as a band, because we're not in it alone. So any day we come to rehearsal and someone's not feeling it, you've got the motivation and the passion from 4 other band members that can lift you up, and you
for sure
soak that up.
That's great. Amazing. I think we're ready to listen to your second song for today.
Yes, of course.
It's In Bloom,
Yes,
right?
In Bloom.
Amazing.
Closure, fall a little lower. Another way to feel that warm soul. Move a little closer. On ever growing, come up pathways, guiding light. No longer playing a rewind. Oh, when chaos became semi so fire, a flame, just an echoing refrain. Oh, when chaos became this lonely room, found in a dream, like state abounding gloom, caught in this hole. echoing refrain. Oh, when chaos became this lonely room, found in a dream, like state unbounding bloom. In this soulful place, I've been away, I know I hide. Slowly we fade, I see your sky. I've been away, I know I hide. Slowly we fade, I see your sky. This lonely room, found in a dream, like state bounding bloom, caught in this hopeful place. This lonely room retelling, I'll come to know in bloom.
You're tuned into Platform B, 105.5 FM, broadcasting live from Brighton. We're here with the incredible Matilda Bond today. And yeah, we're ready to listen to some more of your songs, guys.
Drifting to the darkest place of all, holding down a feeling so. Drifting to the darkest place of all. Stuck inside the depth of these swamps, counting down to zero. So caught inside the depth of my thoughts. You color in both light and shade. Are you? Listen to the sound of gray. Are you? Color in both light and shade. Are you? Call it rain. Stuck inside the river of fate. Call it rain. Something sweet and bitter to taste, call it. Hiding from my sense, I withdraw. What's from near the bottom, so can't deny inevitable. You color in both light and shade. inside the river. Faint, call it rain. Something sweet and bitter to taste. Call it rain.
That was beautiful. It was really interesting to listen to those songs in a more stripped down version, because I know when you play them live or in the studio version, you have saxophone, you've got drums, you've got backing vocals. It's very interesting to hear a different version.
Yeah, no, it is. It's that we were like, should I belt on that bit, or will it be really weird? But yeah, we just went for new instead.
That sounds amazing. Do you guys enjoy most recording or performing?
Tough one.
Yeah, that is a tough one.
It's a tough one.
I guess they're both very different.
Yeah.
I think performing obviously comes with the nerves element, so it really depends on sometimes audience response or how you feel on that stage, whether you feel comfortable. I think some gigs, some of us in the band feel like they were the best gigs we played, and some of us at the end are like, that was horrible. I really hated the whole thing, because just nerves get the better of you or whatever. But recording is always lovely.
Yeah, recording's so fun, because we usually do like the guy who records us, he's a really good mate of us as well. So we'll just like lock ourselves in a room for 12 hours and just get creative. It's just so exciting, because usually the song is quite new for us as well when we record it, and it leaves so much more room for us to be like more experimental with it as well. Whilst when we perform, we've been drilling in the songs like over and over again.
Yeah, but there's always like such a different element to recording to playing live, because obviously you're seeing people's reactions firsthand to what you've written, whereas when you're recording, you just get to get involved with the creative process, and we all kind of go mad by the end of 12 hours. It's like fun madness, because we've come out with something really cool at the end.
Yeah, I'm also like an extremely anxious human being, so I pick up on like if I see like anything in the audience, I'll just assume it's because they hate what we're doing, but that's just obviously in my own head. So I think if I need to learn how to like switch that part of my brain off,
and just enjoy yourself.
And just exactly. But with recording, it's just such a safe space for everyone. But yeah, I think that will just come with time, and the more we do gigs as well, the less I'll care about how loud the cheers are, or if people are involved, or whatever it may be.
Yeah, you focus more on yourself.
Exactly, yeah.
And how is it like building a music career in Brighton for you guys? Especially in such a nice, diverse, open community.
Yeah. I mean, Brighton is, like, first of all, the most amazing place to live. And I think because it's so open and diverse and people get to be themselves, it's a lot more easy to be creative and feel like you don't have any, like, mold to fit into.
And we get to go to, like, we know a lot of people here that play music, and we get to go to lots of gigs that they do, and it's so nice to be, like, supporting each other and watching one another do things. And that's so nice. It's such a nice, like, open and supportive environment, I think, here for music.
I think it's one of the safest spaces to, like, build your live set that I've ever experienced personally. Like, in a new project or in a band that you haven't been gigging with for a little while, I think just knowing that you can go out there and kind of just test out what you think is right and see what the reaction is, or just get you to playing it. I think Brighton's absolutely incredible for that, because everyone's so supportive. Like every single interaction I've had at a gig has essentially been brilliant.
Yeah, and I think everyone appreciates authenticity a lot here, that you don't need to be doing something perfect, you just need to be trying to do something you love, and then like you get the support because everybody is really open and likes seeing authentic people doing things that they love. It's great.
I don't think you can walk down Western Road in Brighton and not bump into someone with a guitar on their back.
Exactly, yeah.
It's just kind of the way of the city, which is...
It's great.
It's lovely, yeah.
Amazing. Is there anything you find hard about being a musician in Brighton or in general nowadays?
I think in terms of the playing, it's not hard. You know, when you're focusing on yourself and what you're doing and what your band is doing, it's really fun. Like, that's the best bit. But it's definitely, there's so many people trying to do music now and doing it, that sometimes it's hard to get heard above the noise, I think.
Absolutely. And I also think it's like for any musician who's very passionate about music, as long as it's not bringing in enough money, you're going to have a side job. And I think then it kind of becomes 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah,
because
you're trying to,
and then you're trying to kind of balance that life. But I mean, it's all worth it, because as long as we're passionate about it, we wouldn't want to do anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, the music scene is obviously tough. I don't think you'll have any musician say it's like an easy journey, and there's so many up and downs and so many, like, I don't know what's the word, not hinders, but like roadblocks on the way that you're just gonna have to face.
I think that's the most important thing that we've been trying to figure out for the last year, is just like, you can do as much as you want to try and make it, or whatever you say, but I think just doing it because you enjoy doing it and seeing what comes from that is the best way to do it, because that's the way to give yourself the longevity of just being a musician for as long as you want to be. I think.
Exactly. And if you focus on what everyone's doing around you, it can be really overwhelming, you know, and like create a lot of doubts in your mind about what you're doing and whether you're good enough or whatever. But if you focus on what you're doing right now and the music that you're making, then I think that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, I think both of you are extremely good at reminding me of that. Like, I remember one day when we were talking, because there was just so much happening around us, and obviously people are doing really well in Brighton. A lot of bands that we know are doing really well, and comparison really is the killer of all joy. And I think when you just like reminded me that, like, remember why you're doing this. I mean, you said something a lot more nice than that, but it just brings you back, which is nice.
Oh. Is there anything you guys would like to see change in the music industry today?
Female bands.
Yeah.
A lot more presence of women or non-binary or trans people, anyone like getting more awareness in the industry, for me at least, I think would be amazing. Seeing more all-female artists or bands at festivals and stuff like that would be great.
Yeah, more female headliners at big festivals.
Yeah, exactly.
Mostly, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. My mind just went blank. I feel like there's so much that could change for the better, but hopefully we'll be like moving in the right direction anyway.
And I think we're like in such a blessed environment here in Brighton, because there is that. You do get that here, which is amazing. But obviously we're in a bubble, and there's a lot more going on that we don't necessarily see all the time. And I think that's like where there are more problems in the wider, bigger industry. We're only small fish right now, so I'm sure we'll see more in the future.
And one last question for you guys, aside of music. What's something that brings you peace? Is it a thing, an activity, a person, a place?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I do yoga every day. That's my saving grace in all life, every morning. Religiously now. It started in lockdown, and I can't start the day without it. It's so nice. But I don't know what your guys' are.
I mean, as cheesy as it probably sounds, probably just listening to music, I think, just in general. Well, certain types of music, obviously, but yeah. I don't have a particularly more interesting answer. It's a very typical musician thing to say, but yeah, music.
I think for me it changes constantly. I'll always have a new obsession that calms me down. Recently I painted like all of the stones I could find around our house, just to something that where you can completely zone out. You need to be so present in what you're doing. That brings me peace.
That's really nice. Wow. Well, thank you so much, guys, for being here today.
Thanks for
having
incredible. Thank you, Kira, Matilda, Tom, Luke. Even though you didn't want to speak today, thank you for being here. You were amazing on keys. Yeah. Do you guys have any upcoming shows that we should know about?
We don't have anything planned in yet. We have some live sessions to film, and we've got a project coming out next year, early part of next year. So we're releasing lots. So we're focusing on that at the moment, but we definitely will.
It's going to be really fun releases. I'm very, very excited for it. So keep your
ears open.
Did you say ears peeled or eyes peeled?
You can say whatever you want.
Either one. Keep a lookout.
Amazing. Well, that sounds super exciting. Well, everyone, this is Matilda Bond. Make sure to check them out on every streaming platforms. And this was Juice. I'm Nat, and make sure to listen to us on our next show every second Wednesday. And have a nice afternoon.